Welcome back to Good Day, where we love local. And Northwest Ohio is full of art, and in some cases, you might drive right by it and think, oh, that's nice, and then you just, go about your day.
Perrysburg, however, wants you to stroll through some art at Woodlands Park. Robin Ballmer has your invitation this morning. Thanks for being here today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so this is something that the park has had for a little while, and you've changed the installations out a couple times now, right?
It's the fourth year, and they're annual. So it's a one-year outdoor gallery. So at the end of August in 2025, they'll change again.
Okay. Oh, nice. So keeping it fresh.
Yeah, to keep people coming back, educating them on all the different ways that you can put art outside.
Yeah, so how many sculptures do you all have?
There's 13 in Woodlands Park, and then there's one outside of Woodlands Park in Milestone Park, and that's called Man in the City, and it's a bright orange figure with a fedora, and it's sort of to draw people out to find it and to discover Milestone Park. So art has a lot of facets to it, and in that case, that's the 14th piece. See if you can find it.
Okay, I didn't know that it was a part of that project.
It is,
because I have seen him. I'm like, hey, look at that guy.
Yeah.
So these are the new ones we're looking at here.
You are, yes.
And so talk us through some of them and what kind of makes them unique. And I imagine they're made of all kinds of different things.
Every piece was selected because of some uniqueness.
This one here, we were talking
like that a lot.
We were just talking about the far wink, and this is a hand-carved wooden piece. It's Virginia cedar on top, and it's oak on the bottom, and of course it's been protected with marine varnish so that it'll be, go through the winter. But it is a creation by George Forbatko from Roscoe, Illinois, and it is the most immersive, wonderful carving. The eyes, you've got to get up close to those eyes, but it's called Abiding Observer. And it's a creation that the artist has evolved over the course of 30 years. And it started out as a gender-neutral piece that had no arms, and it's just evolved into a point where he's carved it out of wood. And I put it specifically where the children at the playground can see it. And I hope that they're going to sort of embrace it. I think it would make a great stuffed animal myself. There's so many different things I can think of to do with it, because it's just so enticing, but the carving on it for those skilled in woodworking is absolutely incredible.
And what about this piece here?
Now this one is a bronze piece. It is so spectacular. I can't even begin to tell you how special this piece is, because it's all done out of clay originally. There's no casting. Like sometimes artists, not that it's a bad thing, but they'll cast body parts and then mold them. And this is all hand carved.
Oh, wow.
And it is a Native American couple, and it's actually a fountain. There's a water feature in it, and obviously we don't have water at the park, but it was still noteworthy. And so in the actual piece, the idea was that they're sort of dancing in water, and the man has lifted the woman up, but the faces on it and the details are just stunning. I mean, if you look closely at the hands and the feet and the way that the hands that are holding the woman up even show pushing flesh. It's just stunning.
And the hair, the way that you could tell that it was in water.
The movement. It has so much movement. I just fell in love with it. And this won third prize at Art Prize in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is an international. Yeah, it's a big one. And so that took third prize. And what's interesting about the artist is he started sculpting at age 52, and he's self-taught, and it's one of his work is right up there with the finest masters. We are so proud to have two of his pieces.
Oh, wonderful.
Awesome.
And they're stunning.
Robin, you seem so passionate just about all of these pieces, and Woodlands Park's just wonderful, able to go there, walk, jog, do some frisbee golf as well over there. So there's so much to do.
Concerts,
concerts. So what are you expecting people to take away over the next year as these sculptures are up?
I think that it's a mixed bag. For one thing, people that don't always seek out art stumble on it, and each piece is so carefully chosen, that there's something in it for everybody, whether you're an aficionado about art, or you don't know anything about it, but something's curious, like the far wink, or the birds.
You see the eyes.
Those eyes.
Yeah.
You know, there's something for everybody to draw them in. You can't walk past or drive past these sculptures and say, I could do that. Why is that here? I can do that. There is nothing out there that people could say that, but all of it is like Red Planet was just on there, these little flowers. There's something for all walks of life, all ages, and when I take people through, I can tour a child and keep them as interested as I can an adult.
That's wonderful.
Because they're selected to be so approachable. So, and I would love to, you know, to take everybody through. So
yeah. So you do like a docent tour.
I do.
How do people schedule those?
They can contact. You can just Google Perrysburg Sculpture Walk, and you'll find me at Main Artery. But the city knows me. The Visit Perrysburg, our sponsors. So if you can't find me through www.mainart-aree.com, you can call the city, and they'll connect you with me. And I do all of the tours. So she'll
take
love
you
it.
through.
I'll take 2 people, or I'll take 50 people.
Whoever wants to
go, because there's just so much to enjoy about the work.
And we just love, our family loves to just walk through and pick out different things each time. Oh, I didn't notice that.
Maggie enjoys it.
Yes, she does. So it's beautiful, and to have there in a public park. Again, Woodlands Park in Perrysburg, on the corner of Indiana and Boundary, one of the boundaries. East Boundary. I can't keep the boundaries straight.
That's all right. That's why we put a sculpture on one of the other ones.
There you go. So come on out and check that out for the next year until they change again. Robin,
thank you.
Thank you for being here.
So much.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Still to come on Toledo's Most Local 9 a.m. show.
Sure, there's music and dancing, but there's also plenty of food. A preview of this weekend's annual Greek American Festival in downtown Toledo.
There's just one thing to say about that. Opa! Good day. It's back in a moment.